Welcome to the video, guys. We have been receiving requests from our subscribers to make a video on sample portfolio so that you guys can manage it online using Google Finance. Something like this. In this video, we are going to show you how you can create the sample portfolio using simple formulas. You can use advanced formulas and codes as well to create the portfolio, but we have tried to keep it simple over here. So before we start, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share this with your friends as well. So let's get started. To start with, go to your Gmail account, click on the Google Apps, go to the Drive. It will open up the Drive for you. Now click on New, go to Google Sheets, click on the blank spreadsheet. So it will create one blank spreadsheet for you. Now first we'll rename this spreadsheet as portfolio. We will rename this as entry. In this worksheet, we will get this data: buy and sell, code, shares name, day, month, year, date, quantity, rate and total value. We will try to automate the process. So we will try to get the data automatically as far as possible. Otherwise we need to enter the data. So we'll show you how you can do all that. So in the first column we will enter buy or sell details. So select whole column, go to the data, click on data validation, list of items. So we will need buy, comma, sale details. Click on the reject input. So it will reject any other input. You just have a drop down to select whether you have bought these shares or you have sold those shares. Click on save. So you can see it over here. You have a drop down menu here. We'll come to the code later on. Now next one is shares name. So you can enter the shares you have purchased or you have sold. So before that you need to remember that if you are entering the shares name, make sure you are entering from the correct stock exchange. So many times when you enter a shares name, it gives you wrong data. So for that, just click on this disclaimer. You have all the list of stock exchanges available here. So you can use these stock exchanges to get the data. So for Hong Kong, you can use HKG and the shares name. For the Indian Stock Exchange, you can use the NSE to get the data. So we'll see how it impacts later on. So right now I want the data for TCS company. So I'll click on that TCS. Now you need to enter day, month and year separately. Why? Because the format for date fluctuates from country to country. Google Finance takes the data as DD, YYY. Okay, and many times it gives you wrong data or it gives error in Google Finance. So to avoid that, what we will do, we will enter the dates over here, something like this. So I'll enter the day, month and year separately, and we will combine this using our date formula. So you can use the date formula to correctly identify your date. So first one is year, so we will identify this as year. The next one is month, so we will identify this as month. And the last one is day, so we will identify this as day, and close brackets and enter. So this is done. Your date is correctly calculated over here. Now we need this data to fill up automatically in all the column. So to do that, we'll just copy this formula and paste it in the entire column. Now once you have copy paste this, then you can see that it shows you error because you don't have any data over here. So to avoid that, we will use one formula that states or that shows the result only when you have data in the shares name. So to do that, what we will do, we'll first copy this formula. Now we'll see if formula. So if this is equals to blank, then the result should show as blank. Otherwise it should show as date. So we'll close the bracket and now we will copy this to the entire column. So you can see it over here. Your formula is still applied, but as and when you enter the shares name, it will give you the result. If you don't have any shares name, it will not give you any result. So whenever you are confused, you can just pause the video and check the formula as well. So now we will enter the quantity. Now we'll need to enter the rate. Either you can enter the rate here manually or you can use the Google Finance function. So Google Finance gives you historical data for open price, close price, high price and low price. So you can get this data using this. I'll enter this formula as Google Finance. I want this ticker as TCS. Now I want the attribute as open price. So I want the start date as 5/5/2020. I'll close the bracket and press enter. You can see it over here. It has given me the open price on 5/5/20. Yes, I know the price is wrong here. I'll show you how to correct that. But right now it is giving me the open pricing. So by this you can get the open price, close price, high price or low price. I'll prefer the close price to be picked up automatically. If it is somewhere around your actual pricing, you can get this data. We'll take this pricing. But before that, we need to correct this price as well. So I want the TCS, the Indian company TCS. So what I'll do, I'll apply NSC. I'll change the shares name like this and press enter. You can see it over here. My pricing is changed now. So you can use this. So we'll use this function, but with some twist, because we just want this data here in our rate column. But once you apply this, like I want the close price, so I L3 press enter. So you can see it over here. Now it is getting the close price. So to get this data, we'll need only this cell. So how you can do this? So first we will apply our if formula. Then we'll use the index function. Now we have entered the Google Finance function. So here our ticker is this NSC TCS. We need the attribute. So we need the close price. So we'll enter the close price. Now we'll need the start date. So we want this data on this date. Okay. So we'll close this bracket. Now our row is second row. So we will enter the 2. And our column is second column. So we want the data from the second row in the second column. So press 2 again and close the bracket and enter. So you can see it over here. We have got the result what we have wanted. Now we'll copy this and paste it in the entire column. So you can see it over here. My formula is automatically applied. Now the total value function. So this will be multiplied by this, but only when I have my shares over here. So I'll again use this function is equal to if this equals to blank, then it should result in blank. If it is not, then this multiplied by this and enter. So this is done. I'll copy this to entire column again. So this is done. Now I want the pricing. I'll just say that I have got these shares. Now I have got this again. I have got this shares. I purchased it on 4th February 2020. I have got the 100 shares. So you can see it over here. Your values are automatically created. Now we'll come to the code. Many times we purchase some shares and we sell it on half quantity or some quantity. So at that time the realized profit is calculated wrongly. If you are purchasing that stock again, then the unrealized profit and realized profit or loss is calculated wrongly. So to avoid what we did over here is that we have applied one code. So whenever you are purchasing the NSE TCS, this is your first trade. So apply it 1 over here. This is your first trade, then apply it 1 over here. I am selling this GAIL from my first lot. So I'll apply the GAIL. I'll sell it on 5th March 2020. I have sold 50. So it will give you pricing automatically and it will show the pricing here. Now I am buying it again. So I am buying it again. I am purchasing GAIL again. So I am purchasing this. Now I'll purchase it on 6th April 2020. I got the 100 shares again. So you can see it over here. Whenever now I'll sell my GAIL shares. If I am selling my 50 shares from the first lot, I should write 1. I should write Gale. Now I am selling it on 7th December 2020. I am selling the 50 quantity. Then I will write it at this. So it will allow me to calculate profit per trade. It will not combine my pricing. It will not average out my pricing. So you can know your actual profit, actual realized profit or unrealized profits as well. So now before we move on to the next worksheet, remember that whenever you are not getting the correct pricing over here, using this formula, go to the disclaimer and choose the right exchange available in your country. And if you don't want to go to the disclaimer, then just go to the Google. Now I want the pricing for Infosys share price. Just enter this. Now this is the code available over here. Copy this and enter it over here. So it will give you the correct pricing. Now we'll create our sample portfolio over here. Remember that we have entered all our details required over here. Now you don't have to enter any details in this worksheet. We'll just represent the data over here. So how we'll do that? So just first select the entire range, go to the data, click on the pivot table. So it will create one pivot table, create on existing worksheet. We need this in our portfolio. Click on OK and now create. Now we'll add two rows over here. The first one will be shares name. So you can just add it. I don't want the totals over here. Next one we will add code as well. We'll click on the repeat row labels as well. So it will give you like something like this. If you don't click on this, then it will not calculate our results or portfolio correctly. So don't forget to click on this. We don't want the totals right now, so we'll just remove this and close this. So now we have our data. Now just I'll hide this row. I don't want this row now. I don't want this column as well. So my data is available over here now. Now we'll need this data. So I have listed all the data we'll require. So we'll show you what's all this data and how you can create this using our entry details. So first one is purchase quantity. So we'll need the what's the quantity we have purchased for this code. So we'll need the quantity only for this code. We don't want the total quantity. So first we will apply the if formula. In this we will say if this is equals to blank, then it should not show any data. It will be blank. If it has some data, then we will use the sum ifs function. This one you can see it over here. It says adds up a range depending on multiple criteria. So we need the multiple criterias over here. We need that our share name should be same, our code should be same, and it should only add purchase quantity. So we'll use the sum ifs formula. So first one is sum range. So what's the sum range over here? We want the quantity, so this will be our sum range. Now press comma. Now it says the criteria range 1. So my first criteria will be whenever buy is mentioned, it should add up the quantity. So I have selected buy or sell. Now my criteria is buy criteria. Next criteria is it should add the code. Okay, so my code over here is this one. I have already taken the code over here, so it should add only this code. Now again I need one more criteria is my shares name. So my criteria range will be shares name. Again press comma and go to this shares name. So whenever, now just press enter and copy this and paste it to the entire column. So you can see it over here. You have the formulas we have did over here. We have just combined or totaled up the purchase quantity depending on your shares and code. Okay, so by using this we will apply the purchase value, sold quantity and sale value as well. This is done. We have got all our details required from the entry one. So we'll need this average purchase price and sale price. So we'll now fill all the columns one by one. So now here it again gives you one error. So this is the, if you divide 0 by 0, it will give you error. So we'll use the if error formula over here to avoid this error. So how we'll do that? First copy this formula. I'll delete this content. Now if error. So this is my value. So whenever there is one error over here, then it should show as blank. Close the bracket, copy this to the entire column. So we have used the if error function. So we have used the two functions over here. First one is if error and second one is if function. So you can see it over here. It's now not showing any error to you. Okay. So the next one is current holding. So whatever is your current holding, here I am holding 100 and 50 shares for this each shares. So I'll get this current holding over here. My purchase quantity minus my sold quantity. So you can see it over here. Whatever is my current holding, it is showing over here. Google Finance. This is my ticker. I want the GALE price. I want the price over here. Then close the bracket. Press enter. Now copy this into entire column. So you can see it over here. It gives me the current pricing. Now my current holding. So my current holding will be this multiplied by current pricing. So now you can see it over here. This is my current holding right now. Now we want the percentage change today. So I want to see how much percentage the shares have moved up or down today. So I'll use the Google Finance function over here. I want the change percentage, so I'll write it like this: change PCT, close the bracket. It will give you this, and I'll copy this in the entire column. So it gives me the change percentage change today. So whenever the market is live, you can see the percentage changing as per the market. So it will be real-time data available here. Now we need to calculate our realized profit or loss. So how we can do this? Normally, if you deduct your purchase value from your total sales value, it will give you the realized profit and loss. This applies only when you have completely sold your quantity. If you have not completely sold your quantity like this, here I have sold only my 25 shares, then it will give me wrong realized profit or loss. So what we will do it over here, we will first identify what's the average profit I have earned over the single shares. So like simple like this is my average selling price and this is my average purchase price for this lot. Okay, I'll press enter. You can see it over here. I have sold it at 114.775 and this share was purchased at rupees 120. It shows me the loss right now. Okay. So now for this loss, how many quantity I have sold? So I'll just apply this. I have sold this quantity for this per unit loss. Okay. So you can see it over here. I had now my actual loss is this much. So for this, I'll copy this here Now you can see it over here that I have purchased at 84.5 and I have sold on 104.75. That's why my realized profit is 506.25. So this is my actual realized profit. So we'll use this formula to calculate our realized profit. But when you enter this formula again, it will give you all the zeros. So we'll enter this formula and with our if function. So I'll just copy this. So you can see it over here. I have calculated my realized profit or loss. Now we will calculate the realized profit percentage. That will be on the purchase price, but only for the shares we have sold. We don't want to calculate any wrong pricing or wrong percentage over here. So how we will do this? So this is my realized profit. This was my average price what I have purchased, and this was my actual sold quantity. Now I'll apply it as percentage and enter. I'll show you why we have created this formula to calculate our profit. Here in this row you can see that we have sold 25 shares for 2618.75. This 25 shares was purchased at 84.5 rupees. So this was my actual purchase price. So this is my actual profit. This is calculated over here automatically in this. Now for this 506.25, what was my actual purchase price? So it was 211.25. Okay, so this was my actual purchase price that I have mentioned it over here. So this is my actual percentage. So actually I have on 23.96%. Now if you apply this on the whole purchase price, then it will give you wrong percentage. If I apply it over here, then it will give me only 5.99%. that is absolutely wrong, because this pricing is for 100 quantity, it is not for the 25 quantity. Hence we will apply this formula over here. So you can see it over here, it is calculated as 23.96. Again we will apply this formula with our if function. Now we have calculated this with if function. We will again apply the if error function as well. So if any error is there, it will not be shown if you apply the if error function. Now I need to calculate my unrealized profit or loss. So how we will do that? Again, we'll calculate this on the basis of my current holding, current price and my average purchase price. So we'll consider these three factors over here. So we will calculate something like this. So what's my current pricing minus what's my average price, purchase price. I'll multiply this with my current holding and press enter. I don't have any holding for this code, so it will not be shown anything. Now just copy this to the entire column. This is your unrealized profit or loss for your current holdings. Okay, so again we will apply this using our if formula. So I applied it with using if formula. Now I'll create the unrealized profit and loss percentage. Again, you need to keep in mind, you need to apply it only on your current holdings. We'll calculate the percentage for this one right now. How we'll do that? I have the 75 quantity only. So you can see it over here. I have only 75 quantity. So what was my average price for this? So my average price was 84.5. So purchase price was 84.5. And what's my current holdings? That's also again 75 only. What's my average pricing for this is 153.05. I'll multiply it with this. So you can see it over here. What's my unrealized profit? It is 5141.25. So it is correctly calculated over here. So this is my unrealized profit. So what's the percentage for this? So it will be my unrealized profit divided by my purchase price for this quantity. Decide percentage using this. So you can see it over here. My unrealized gain should be calculated something like this. So we will just apply this formula here. First, my unrealized profit divided by what will be my value. My value will be, purchase value will be my current holdings multiplied by my average purchase price, close the bracket, again close the bracket. Now copy in the entire column. So you can see it over here. It gives me correct percentage over here. It comes to 81 point something, and here it's the same percentage over here. Okay, so we have calculated our unrealized profit as well. Remember that you need to calculate this correctly for better understanding and for better decision making. Now we will calculate our total profit. We will again use our if function. So we will add our realized profit plus unrealized profit to calculate our total profit. Copy this to entire column again. For percentage of total profit, total profit divided by total purchase value, percentage terms, close the bracket, press enter, paste it on the entire column. So it is here. Now you can see it over here. Your percentages are applied. Now for better decision making, we can get this data using our Google Finance function. So if you have seen my earlier video, we have already explained how to get this data. We'll show it once again over here. Google Finance function. This is my ticker. I want the 52-week high price for this. So I'll say high 52 and press enter. It will give me the 52-week high price over here. Now I also want the 52-week low price. So instead of high, I'll just mention it as low 52. So it will give me the lowest price for this share in the 52. So it will update it automatically. If it hits a high price, then this will be updated. If it is low, this will be updated as well. Now we can add some more graphics over here. So we can add the 1 month chart, 6-month chart and 1 year chart to see what's the trend for this current stock. So how we will do this? So we'll add this spark line over here. So write spark line. Now our Google Finance function. Okay, so I want the Gale pricing. I want the price function. So I want this 1 month chart. So I'll enter today minus 30 days. So it will give me last 30 days chart and it will end on today. Now you can just apply it weekly or daily. So here you can apply the weekly chart. So it will be something like this. I'll just open up this more so we can see it very well. So this is my weekly chart. I'll prefer this on daily basis. Then you can just change this as daily. So it will give you daily chart. So this is my daily charts over here. Just copy this and paste it in the entire column again. So this is my charts over here. Now if you want the 6 months chart, just copy this formula. Remember, I am pressing F2 and copying my entire formula again. I am just pasting it over here. So instead of 30, you can just enter 180 days. So it will give you chart for 180 days. Okay, I'll just make this visible like this. This one as well. So I can just use this. Now for the 1 year, here 365. So this will be my 365 days chart. So for weekly, for 6 month and 1 year chart, I'll prefer weekly. This is my weekly trend. And paste it in the entire columns. This is done. Now we have created our sample portfolio. Now you can see it over here. We have not sold any quantity for Infy right now. Now we will sell some quantity for Infy. So I am just selling it from my first lot. NSC Infy. Sell it on 6th August 2020. I'll sell my 50 quantities only. Now I will also buy one more share over here. My first lot for ONGC. I got it on 12/12/2020. I got 500 shares for this. Now you can just go to the portfolio and you can see it over here. It is automatically applied. So here you can see it over here. Your ONGC is added in this line and your Infy is automatically sold. So this data will be updated automatically. You don't have to do anything. Now you have sold this, then it shows you realized profit. You have the unrealized profit as well. Your 52-week high low items are showing over here. Your 1 year chart, it is already updated. Now the ONGC details are also added over here. The sold quantity, we have not sold anything. So current holding and values are shown over here. So it is very easy. Once you have prepared all this, then you can just enter the data in this entry column and your portfolio worksheet will be updated automatically. Now quickly we will format our portfolio worksheet for better look and better understanding. You can see that I am applying format in the whole column, so that whenever you enter any new shares, you don't have to apply this formatting again and again. That's why I am applying this format in the entire column. Is done. So I have now applied the formatting over here. Just removing this. You can apply more formatting as well. Like now I'll apply the border. You can see it now. I have applied some borders and formatting to my data. Okay, so we'll apply some conditional formatting as well for better decision making. So we'll apply conditional formatting in this cells. So we'll apply it individually. If you apply it combined after selecting complete data, then it will not show you the correct format. So we'll select this column, go to the format. In that conditional formatting, go to the color scale. Here you have your preview. Just click on this and click on red to white to green. So here it is. Click on this and done. Okay, so you can see it over here. You have applied the color gradient. So whenever your pricing are in red, it will give you red price. Here if it is in the positive side, it will give you the positive thing. So we'll apply the color scale on the percentage once. So now we'll apply this here. So now we have applied our conditional formatting on the percentage columns, this for 4 columns. We want to see our minus value in the red so that we can know that we have made profit or loss. So now you can select all this using control. So I have selected this format, conditional formatting, click on less than 0. Now I want the formatting as, I want that in shown as red. Click on done. So I have applied the conditional formatting on realized profit, unrealized profit and total profit. So whenever it is in negative, it will be shown as negative value in your red. You can apply the format as you want. So if you want the background as red or your font to be black, okay, so now we have applied all the formattings easily. You can change the spark lines as well. If you have not seen my earlier video, you can check out how you can change the spark lines as well. So we'll just format this data to this extent. We don't want much formatting in this. Now we will create some summary data for our portfolio. So now we will need this summary data. So how we will get this is equal to sum. So this is my complete purchase value. So I'll add this here. Next will be my total sales value. Next one will be my total current holding value. So it will be here. Add that. Now my realized profit. So we'll add just realized profit portion. Added that. Now just add unrealized profit. So this is my unrealized profit. So this will be my total. So you can just total it from here. This will be my total profit so far. Now just check the percentage. So I'll check the percentage. So this is my total percentage of profit. So you can see it over here. My portfolio value, purchase value was 2,33,000. Now it is expected to 1,24,000. So this is my expected profit. It includes realized and unrealized as well. So we have just this summary. So you can include the charts over here, but I will prefer not to include charts over here, so it will look a bit messy. So you can just add the charts in the another worksheet. So we'll show you how you can add those charts as well. Just select the data. We'll need data up to this. Select the entire range. Now go to insert and click on chart. So it will give you this one chart option over here. Right now we will edit this in here only. So we'll just change this, instead of column chart we'll change it to pie chart. Click on the aggregate. Okay, and now instead of code we want the purchase value. So we want the total purchase value. Now it gives me breakup of all the shares I have purchased and what's the percentage of that shares in my portfolio. Okay, so now we'll just copy this and create one worksheet as charts. You can create this chart as an entire worksheet itself, but it will be one chart per worksheet, so it will not be easy for decision making. So we'll just copy this and paste it in this worksheet right now. So this will be my first chart over here. Okay, now I will delete this chart from this portfolio worksheet. So just delete this. Now this contains only data, whatever my pivot table data is here. So it is only my data. Now next one is chart. Now I want the chart over here. This is my total purchase chart. So you can just edit the charts. I want the name over here. So just add the chart title as total purchase price. So it is added. You can just format it as you want, so I'm not going deep into that. Now I want the next chart for my total holdings, so I'll just copy this chart and paste it again over here. It's the same chart. Now go to the edit chart. You have the purchase value over here. Instead of purchase value, go for the current holding value. Okay, so it will change it. Now go to customize and change this current holding value. So this is done, and close it. So it will show you your current holding charts here. So it is showing you the what's your current holding right now. So you can compare this both charts here. Said that your purchase was this, and now you are holding GAIL on a lower scale. So what's your current holding value? So we'll create one chart for our profit. We'll create one total profit chart only. You can create unrealized profit separately, you can create realized profit separately, but we'll show you how you can create the current profit chart. So we'll again copy this chart over here because it's our same data we are going to use. Just paste it. Now here edit the chart. Instead of pie chart, we want the scale chart. So we'll just add the scales here. Okay, now we want the shares name. We remove all the series. Now we want only total profit. So just search total profit here. So it will be added over here. Now edit the header chart axis. Instead of this, we'll add total profit. Now edit it again. We need some data. What was my total profit for this? So just go to customize, click on series, click on data labels. So it will show you what's your current actual profit for these shares. So it includes your realized profits as well, and it includes your unrealized profits as well. So if you have any loss over here, so I'll just change my one entry and it will show you how the loss will be shown over here. So now I have changed my data a bit to show that I have made some losses in this script. You can see it over here. Whenever you have made any losses, it will show the loss as well. So this will give you correct picture on how much profit you have earned or what's your losses in any script, any individual script. Now our portfolio is complete. Now you just need to keep on adding the shares details over here, and it will be updated everywhere. So your portfolio values will be updated automatically in this, and your charts also will be updated. So it will be very easy for you to monitor your portfolio using this. So if you have any questions for this, you can write down in the comment section below, and don't forget to share with your friends in your groups as well. So it will be very helpful to everyone. So thank you guys. Thanks for watching.